what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
Industry. This is the chief meaning of freedom. Until we can re-establish a condition under which the earnings of the people can be kept by the people, we are bound to suffer very severe and distinct curtailment of our liberty.
Well, Steve's not getting paid this week. A little audio issue there. That was Calvin Coolidge.
What was?
That last 3 seconds. Wow.
I would have helped you, but...
I know, you're too busy laughing. Almost falling down laughing. Oh, well, I'm Brian. That's Nate over there giggling.
So, look, we've been doing the show for a long time, and when you...
Couple weeks.
When you do something for, over time, you learn.
Right, you get there's like a routine.
You learn, and you get better, and you improve.
Right.
We're not doing any of that.
No, we're actually retrograding.
But, hey.
It's my first day.
Look, we have a loyal set of listeners. Yep. They expect a certain level of quality from us.
Yes, and we fail to get it every time.
No, we're gonna. It's very low what they expect, and we're just going to continue to provide that level of quality. So, hey, they should really appreciate us, is what I'm saying. Is they're lucky to have. They're lucky to have.
Look at the board. It's just that gone. They're moving on to.
No, okay. So honestly, I don't know if I can speak for you because you generally hate everything, but I, for one, truly appreciate the people that listen to the show and the feedback we get and the comments during the show. They're fun. Me really do appreciate it.
Me not so much. I really don't. I don't like it.
You don't do this for the people.
No, I do it just for myself. Today's Thursday, if you hadn't guessed. It's July 20th. Man, the summer's going by. It's 2017. We are in the Freedom Studios on the 15th floor of the Patriot Towers in Liberty City. Where at, Nathan?
Zimbabwe. I think you're thinking of Ethiopia, first of all, and I don't think
they speak English.
It's not our first trip to Zimbabwe.
When we were, I have to check my passport and see where the stamps are.
It was April 2nd, 2014. We were in Zimbabwe.
Ooh, that's when we were detained.
Yeah,
by customs. Nothing tougher than the Zimbabwe customs.
Zimbabwean customs.
Wow.
It's terrible. It's almost as bad as Canadian customs.
Oh, you don't want to mess with those Canucks.
No, but actually getting into Canada is real easy.
Yeah.
I've never had any issues. Coming back is easy. Sometimes.
I had an incident years ago with the border coming into Canada from fishing trip. Someone hesitated answering a question about a duty for liquor purchases. Everybody declared liquor, and then he asked the driver, who was very cheap and didn't want to pay anything, duty. And he says, "Sir, do you have anything to declare?" And he didn't say anything.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to ask you one more time. Okay, would you mind pulling over into that building?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We were behind him in another car. I said, I got a bottle of whiskey. You know how much the duty was?
30 cents?
60 cents.
60, yeah.
This was in 1983.
Okay, yeah.
And, man, they had guys with semi-automatic weapons standing around that car.
Semi-automatic?
Yes. And
wow.
They had a trailer attached to their car, too. They went through everything, opened up all our fish coolers, and said, "Well, we don't know what you're smuggling, but you must be smuggling something."
Must be.
But we can't find it, so...
On the way to Canada or back?
Coming back.
Did you have any Kinder Eggs? I hope not.
They weren't invented then.
Probably not.
They They didn't find anything. You know, it's funny because he was worried about that 60-cent duty. We had 4 pounds of heroin.
Yeah.
Our car didn't get searched.
They didn't find it.
No, our car didn't get searched because I declared.
You still have that heroin in your bedroom at home, don't you?
No.
It's still.
No, I put it in a...
That's what you told me. I saw it there.
No.
I have pictures. Look.
No. I moved it to a friend's house who just moved into a really nice house.
Steve?
Not Steve.
No, Steve.
Steve doesn't live in a house.
I think it's a
He
van.
lives in a
There's no
van
wheels on it. But...
down by the river. That's where Steve is.
All right.
Man, it's been hot, especially in the Midwest. You know, here in Michigan, our home state, it's been in the high 80s. But, man, central part of the country, dome of hot air, it's all that global warming.
Yeah, I mean, in July. I remember Julys when it wasn't in the upper 80s. You know, back before global warming.
Me too.
This is like anywhere that there's not trees, the sun is just beating down on you nowadays.
Yeah, when you're not in the shade, it's a lot hotter.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it seems hotter.
That's what I mean. Is there's no shade out there where there's no trees or buildings.
But it's really hot. It's 110 degrees, 115 degrees. Records breaking all over the place.
Is that true?
Some of these places haven't been this hot for 100 years. Seriously, there were a couple of... Well, I've been this hot since 1910.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Was that before or after global warming?
It's really not that impressive, but, you know.
No, I just threw that out there because we have a lot of listeners who are in the heart of America, and they may be suffering from this hot weather.
Yeah.
I know people that love it this hot.
Oh, were you joking?
About global warming?
No, about how hot it is outside.
No, I wasn't joking. It's hot.
Okay. Here.
The whole Midwest is getting it.
Okay.
I watch the weather, and I look at weather maps.
Okay.
And I listen to Willard Scott.
Okay.
Is he still alive? I think he is.
I have no idea who Willard Scott is.
I'm sure you don't, youngster. He was the Today. God, I can't talk anymore. The Today Show weatherman for years and years and years.
Okay, well that's
He
good.
also was one of the original Ronald McDonald clowns when he was a young man. Anyways,
not exciting at all. What is exciting though, that we just
Speaking of
found
heat.
out today. Speaking of heat, O.J. Simpson finally granted parole today. You should get that dog a dog bed.
yeah,
He hates laying on hard, cold
I told
floors.
you. Anyways, you know,
O.J. Simpson.
he got paroled, 9 years in prison. Now you had a question here.
It did.
What will he do next? Now
Yeah.
this is what I said. I said, well, he's tried double murder.
Mm-hmm. Tried
That
it.
worked out pretty good for him.
Or was tried for it.
He tried it. Then he went to armed robbery, and that's what he was in prison
Yep.
for. So
Well, just to get some of his stuff back.
he could either go with terrorism or treason, or he could go lower and do sort of the opposite of what most career criminals do. They start out with petty stuff, shoplifting and all
Right.
that. So I think shoplifting will be
You think
next.
that'll be a good one?
Yeah, you move up, and then armed robbery, and then murder is usually how you go. He
went
decided-
backwards. He just went for it.
Yep.
It was like, it's not too bad, but
Armed robbery. He said he actually had one of his victims, in air quotes, was a friend of his, and he I don't know if he testified this in court, but he testified at the parole hearing that he never saw a gun.
yeah.
He never saw one pointed at him, anyways. And come to find out, it was his stuff. That was found out after he was tried.
O.J. stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a friend of theirs that taken a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
Which sort of goes into what the Madonna DNA issue is about later in the show, if we get to it.
Okay.
But anyways, good for O.J., boy. And then the Goldmans, he testified or made a public comment and brought up, his son's death, which is tragic, and I can understand that. But it had nothing to do with this parole board.
Right.
And they wanted, he said, well, they should just keep him in for killing my son. Well, I don't...
Well, that's not what he was convicted of this time.
It's not.
So it's not how it works.
Not how the justice system works. Even though
I did see a picture from outside the jailhouse, though. They have the white Bronco all washed and gassed up and running. It was sitting out there idling, waiting for him. It's weird. It probably will take him a month or more before he's actually released.
October.
Yeah.
October 1st, I think.
Yep. So...
Yeah, he could get sieved in the meantime, Somebody could gut him, or he could...
I don't know. Sieved? Did you say
Something like
sieved?
that, isn't it? Yeah. Oh,
Shivved.
shivved. I mean, shivved. Yeah, not
Yeah.
sieved.
I wasn't
Sieved
sure.
is very, very different. Neither one you want to be.
Well, no, you don't.
But I heard the Cleveland Browns are interested.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
They're desperate for anybody.
Yeah.
They could use a 70-year-old running back.
You know what OJ will not be doing legally?
Well, he's still on probation.
Owning firearms.
Yeah, that's one.
Also, pet sitting in New York City.
Well, if he lives in New York, he can't do that.
Yeah. And this
What about this?
probably isn't too unique to New York City, this sort of thing, but it's kind of unique.
Sort of unique.
But you cannot take money to watch your neighbor's dog or even walk into their house and feed their cats without having the proper license from the city of New York.
Well, we could spend weeks and weeks and years talking about licensing
Yep,
and how bad it is.
it's insane. The problem is those licenses for your teenager walking the neighbor's dog, they're not available for residences. They're only available for like commercial kennels in the city.
So you can't even get a license unless you're a professional kennel.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm sure you have to get a kennel license and meet certain criteria.
Yeah.
I couldn't just have like
And it's-
one dog crate in my house and
No, it
say
can't.
it's a
Yeah, it can't be in a
kennel.
residence, and it's probably not a $5 license. I'm guessing. The health code, which is interesting, bans boarding, feeding, and grooming animals for a fee without a kennel license. It says those licenses can't be issued to private homes. There's an app. What was it? It was purchased by Rover, but essentially it's like care.com where you go on there and find a pet sitter in the area.
Sure. Yeah.
They're hoping to. So Uber and Lyft and Airbnb, they had a nice court fight with New York City. Rover is actually talking like they might want to do the same thing, where this is ridiculous, because the city actually sent Rover a letter saying, your users in New York City are violating our laws.
Mm-hmm.
You should care. And Rover was like, we don't care. Because they said you have to check if they have a license before you let them use the app. They said, no, we don't have to do that, so go away. But it's ridiculous.
What we've done a few times when we've needed a dog sitter is we don't live far from Michigan State University, and they have a great veterinary school there. And they have a little program that they have their vet students that want to earn extra money.
Oh, that's nice.
And that person, and we did it at least once or twice, and that person actually stays in your house.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah. And so they're there with the dog, and we had a young athletic guy. He took our dog out and ran with it and almost killed it. No.
I'm not saying anything about you or your family,
No.
but
that dog was not used to running.
yeah.
It doesn't even like watching people run by. Barks at him. Where are you running? Don't run. And she barks at him while lying down.
Yeah, right.
Which
She
makes
doesn't
it,
get up, but
but
This
that
was-
was nice. So they actually stayed there and made the dog feel.
That's kinda
at home.
cool.
Yeah, and it was really inexpensive,
on the other hand,
like $20 a day or something.
The flip side of that, we love our dogs,
And you would never.
and so we make sure to go to a licensed kennel facility.
I see.
Where they also play with the dogs and give them massages and cuddle time. Bedtime story is an extra that you can pay for.
Yeah.
You can pay to have your dog have a little shopping spree, so they get an allotment of money and they can go into the little store,
a little gift shop or a little
in
grocery
the gift
store,
shop
yeah.
and buy toys and treats and things like that.
Wow.
So
Good Lord.
we love our dogs. We wouldn't just let some stranger come into their home. And
Yeah, but did they sleep with your dog in the same bed like our guy did?
well, they have cuddle time and a bedtime story, but no, they tuck them in though and
Yeah, that's nice.
shut the lights off and they go to sleep.
We very rarely do it because we take our dogs with us generally, but for some reason we had 2 or 3 days where we couldn't take the dog.
Everything that I just said,
Is absolutely true.
100% true.
I know.
We don't pay for it, but those are all options at the boarding facility that
I
we
see.
use. Yeah, we don't do it. Well, we
just 30 days in the cooler.
no. So we do playtime and cuddle time, but I think a bedtime story. I love my dogs. I get it, but a bedtime story seems a little overboard. And I'm surely not giving my dog the credit card to go shopping in the dog.